What's up? What's good? What's happening? Welcome to my live stream. I am the actual King Smith, and this is my Wednesday vlog where I come on to talk about whatever the funk I want to talk about. It is Wednesday, March the 12th, 2025. I still got a job, and we live. We got a couple of things that we're going to talk about today. First of all, apologies. I'm live a whole lot later than when I'm normally live, and that is because your boy had a meeting right before my live stream that usually occurs on the first Wednesday of every month. But we here, we doing this, and we gonna do it live. If there's a like button on the platform that you're watching this on, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Let the people know that you like this content so that YouTube can get this out there on the algorithm. We've got a couple of things that we're going to touch on tonight. One of the topics that we're going to discuss here, and I done lost my notes. We got an En Vogue singer that's talking about how she's homeless. We have, and this I got right before I went live, former Harry Potter actress Jessie Cave has said that she's launched an OnlyFans to help pay some bills, but her content is not what you think that it is going to be. We have a lady that is suing the hotel that her husband died at while he was away on a trip and having sex with a stripper. And we're going to end, we'll end on that one. We're also going to showcase state representatives acting a damn fool during a subcommittee hearing. The first one that we're going to bring up here, and we're just going to jump right into it because it is almost past my bedtime. Well, I appreciate y'all that will catch this live, and those that'll watch on the replay gang, thank you as well. First thing that we're going to showcase here is we're going to showcase the representative from Texas, Representative Keith Self of McKinney, Texas, who is the chairman of the House Foreign Affairs Subcommittee on Europe. That's a whole lot of words to me to wonder what it is that you actually need that subcommittee for. House Foreign Affairs Subcommittee on Europe. Is there a House Foreign Subcommittee Affairs on Asia? Like, what do you actually do? What do you say you do here? But let's take a look at what they're doing, acting a whole monkey during this subcommittee hearing.
Ukraine, and also providing the ability for Moldova to generate its own power, but also run power in from Europe. Much of that's gone now, and we're going to leave Moldova at the behest of Russia, which will reinstate its gun-running, thug-running operation again.
Again, not in our best interest. Thank you. I yield back.
I now recognize the representative from Delaware, Mr. McBride.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Ranking Member Keating, also wonderful.
Mr. Chairman,
I'm sorry.
could you repeat your introduction again, please?
Yes, we have set the standard on the floor of the House, and I'm simply.
What is that standard, Mr. Chairman? Would you repeat what you just said when you introduced a duly elected representative from the United States of America? Please.
I will. The representative from Delaware, Mr. McBride.
Mr. Chairman, you are out of order. Mr. Chairman, have you no decency? I've come to know you a little bit, but this is not decent.
We will continue this
You
hearing.
will not continue it with me unless you introduce a duly elected representative the right way.
This hearing is adjourned.
The representative from Texas said, "I'm not doing it." Now, if you're not following politics in this current administration, President Trump has came out and said there's only two genders, men and women, right? And I'm going to see if I can play this here, get this video back up. And I'm not going to be able to use my mouse to highlight who's who here, but obviously the one in the middle is the chairman for this subcommittee, and that is the Representative Keith Self out of Texas. And as he was introducing the representative from Delaware, Sarah McBride, he said Mr. McBride and not Miss McBride. And Sarah McBride, let me bring up Sarah McBride here, profile, as we're doing this live. Sarah McBride is an American activist and politician who's a U.S. representative for Delaware's at-large congressional district. I promise I can read, okay? I'm not sure when the representative transgendered over, but let's see if the Wikipedia page has it, okay? Personal life, McBride was married to a fellow LGBT rights activist, Andrew Cray, who 4 days after their wedding died from oral cancer. Yikes. All right. The Wikipedia page doesn't have when the representative went from Mr. to Mrs. At least as I'm, skimming here real quick. So the chairman, Representative Keith, decided, I'm going to call you Mr. And if you don't like it, and you say that you don't want to keep this committee, I'm just going to bang the gavel. Watch it.
Representative the right way.
He just grabbed the gavel and said, you know what? All right, bet. If that's how we're rocking, I'm done. These are the people that we've elected to represent us, right? The Americans in our best interests. And we're beefing over calling somebody Mr. versus Mrs. He could have gone with Representative McBride and not said Mr. McBride, but that was a choice. That was a decision. So instead of getting through the subcommittee hearing, focusing on trying to make sure that our legislation is good and things like that, they're squabble up, over Mr. and Mrs. I find it interesting, and I find that kind of stuff fascinating. All right. Hey, but these are the people that we voted for. Next clip that we have here. I think it's in Vegas. I found this one off of Instagram. There's 3 ladies. I want to say all of them profess to be married. They're in Vegas, but only one has a wedding ring. And the commentary dude's going to ask the 3 ladies what if men should tell them what to wear when they leave the house. And just listen to the responses. If it decides to play. Let's run that back.
Do you think a man should ever tell a female how to dress?
What I've seen here tonight? Hell yeah. Hell no! Hell no! Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Why you say that?
Because would you wear that shit to church?
I do. I go to church in my living room. God damn it, I wear what I want.
But in a brick and mortar? Hell no! Hell no! So yeah, you do tell a woman what she need to be wearing when she leave the house.
Yeah.
Just saying. I'm just saying.
What?
Ain't no man telling me what to put on, and I'm married.
Yeah. Yeah, so she says she's married, but I don't see no wedding ring on that finger. And the only one that said that, yes, a man would have the ability to tell you what to wear is the one that has the wedding ring on. And she was adamant about saying, hell yeah. And the other 2 women that did not have a wedding ring on, but all claimed to be married, coming out, hell no, hell no. I mean, again, I only share this because I find conversations like this interesting. I find the nuances of what's being said interesting as well. So you got the lady right here. She's wearing the Las Vegas, Nevada hoodie. You can tell she's a tourist. You know, very, very demure, very simple, right? Hell no, coming in. Hell no. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Let me turn this. Hell no.
Hell yeah.
Drinks in hand.
Because
Why you
would
say
you wear
that?
that shit to church?
I do. I go to church in my living room.
I go to church in my living room. Wow. Man, I need to get my sound effects back on board.
God damn it, I wear what I want.
But in a brick and mortar? Hell no. Hell no. So yeah, you do tell a woman what she need to be wearing when she leave the house.
Yeah.
Just saying. I'm just saying.
What?
Ain't no man telling me what to put on, and I'm married.
Hey, do what you need to do in your relationship. All right. Yet, people wonder why the marriage and the divorce rates are what they are. Just saying. And why don't you have your wedding ring on in Vegas? Things that make you go, Moving right along. In Vogue, popular singing group in the 90s, has several hits. You would think that they'd be doing all right for themselves. They had the "Don't Let Go, Hold 'Em Tight and Don't Let Go, Don't Let Go, Free Your Mind, and the rest will follow." Y'all like my singing? Give me the buzzer. So if you're familiar with In Vogue, then you're familiar with their hits. Well, In Vogue vocalist Dawn Robinson has came out and said she is homeless and has been homeless for the last 3 years. Now, I question this because I'm like, okay, Dawn. Had a pretty successful music career. I don't know what your royalty game is looking like or what your management is looking like. But your personal life has to be trash if you don't have your parents. Let's assume that her parents are alive. And I haven't watched this video yet. So this is going to be a live reaction to what she says as we're playing it. your parents, any siblings, a man, any of your former In Vogue singers. Can't be like, hey, I know you're going through hard times. Come on. A lot about what she said, at least when I read the title, my immediate thoughts are going, you don't have anybody that could just say, come and crash on my couch. Not a single soul. That tells me a lot about her than it does everybody else. So let's see what she has to say. Why don't this play? Let's do this again.
You guys, for the past almost 3 years, I have been living in my car. I said it. Oh my God, it's out. I've been living in my car. Oh my gosh. If you remember, if you guys were with me, in 2020, I did like 105,000 interviews. And in the interim, I was living with my parents in Vegas. And that was wonderful until it wasn't. I love my mom, but she became very angry. And a lot of her anger, she was taking out on me, and I was her target all the time. And I was like, I can't deal with this. Like, I respect her too much. Let me get out of here. And I was sleeping in my car for maybe about a month in Vegas. And then the guy that was co-managing me at the time was living in LA, and he said, you need to come back to LA. Okay.
So if I got this right, her mom or parents, because I think she said parents, did say that she could stay with them in Vegas. So she's living in Vegas. Became homeless. Doesn't necessarily say during this short clip how she became homeless. But because her mother was tripping and unbearable, she said, I can't do this. And one of her managers was like, well, come back to California. Okay. Let's keep playing.
He said that I could stay with him. And so I was like, okay. He's like, I don't have a lot of room, but I'll make room for you. And then when I got to his place, he actually didn't have room for me. So it turned into, okay, well, I'm going to put you in a hotel for the...
How much room do you need? How much room do you need? I'm going to tell you right now, if I'm homeless and you offer me a couch, I'm taking it. Hey, man, I'm homeless. I ain't got a place to stay. You got a spot for me? Hey, I ain't got no room for you, man, but I do have a couch. I'll take it. Plain and simple. So how much room do you need? Are you also bringing pets? Do you need privacy like that? I don't know. To me, it's like one of those situations where they say beggars can't be choosers. So how did he not have room for you? Was he living by himself? Did he have a wife or a significant other? And they're like, yeah, don't bring her in this house. I'm trying to figure this out. But go ahead, Dawn, keep talking.
Night, and that one night turned into 8 months. Oh my God, you guys. Because every apartment that I looked at, every single time I looked at a place, I would call him and I'm like, okay, can you meet me here? I would tell him ahead of time, of course. And then he wouldn't meet me there, and so I would take video and send it to him. And he's like, no, oh my God, this neighborhood, I hate it. I mean, I felt like he was playing games, and I knew he was playing games.
Okay, so she said former manager in the text. Former manager.
And I wasn't the one. I'm like, come on. I'm trying to make this easier on you because financially, I know it's got to be hard. You're paying your rent and you're paying my hotel. His apartment was $1,700 a month. And then my hotel was over $3,000. Yep. So
the more she talks, the worse this story gets. So this former manager was willing to put you in a hotel because while he initially said he had room for you, turns out he didn't. So he's footing the bill for several months, where the hotel bill for a month was almost 2.5 times more. Actually, no, almost 2 times. 2 times more than what he was paying in rent in California. That's ridiculous to me. There's a whole lot of things that's missing from what she's sharing here. A whole lot. Because the story doesn't make sense. Dawn, make this make sense.
And I was always stressed every week because he would pay weekly for the hotel. So every week I was like, oh my God, can you afford it? Are you okay? And he's like, no, I can't, but I'm getting it together. What? You're the one who said to go to the hotel and you're not approving any of the apartments. Like, it would be so much cheaper to just get me into an apartment. Like, what's the problem?
Okay. I don't understand. I don't understand why she would say he was having a problem with apartments that he was trying to get her in. So he was looking out for her best interest, even though she's the one that's homeless and would probably stay pretty much wherever. Dawn, your story's not making sense, lady. Your story is not making sense. What do y'all believe? Do y'all believe that Dawn is telling the truth? Because I don't. I don't think she is telling the truth at all. Let's look at the last story that we're going to have for today, and then I'm going to get off here and call it a night. The last thing that I have here is, let me get out of studio mode. What widow sues Las Vegas hotel over husband's fentanyl overdose after he was robbed by a prostitute? Let's read that one more time. Widow sues Las Vegas hotel over husband's fentanyl overdose death after he was robbed by a prostitute. Something tells me, like the former story here, there's a lot more to this story. So I'm going to read this off the website here. This is on MSN as reported by David Proper. Want to make sure I give him proper credit. The widow of a Colorado man who died of a drug overdose after spending time with a prostitute is blaming the hotel that her husband was staying at for his sudden death in 2023. So this young lady that you see in this photo right here, Jennifer Jacoby, has lodged a wrongful death lawsuit against the owner of the Palazzo Hotel last month after about 2 years almost. So this happened in 2023, where her spouse, Jeffrey Jacoby, took a business trip and never came home. So I guess what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, to include your soul, because you died. He said, I'm going to do drugs and prostitute and get away from my nagging wife. And then the Undertaker came and took him out. Yikes. All right. So this is the loving, formerly loving relationship right here. Smiling for the camera, right? I bet they had been married for 20-some years. I haven't fully read this story, so this is a blind read. During his stay, Jacoby met Chesley Kessie, a woman prosecutors called a sex worker, at a hotel bar early in the morning on March 1st in 2023. Okay? 40 minutes, the hooker and the husband walked around for the casino for about 40 minutes before the pair went to the cashier's cage area so that Jacoby could withdraw $1,000. Okay. Withdrawing $1,000. You don't want to get that from the ATM, Jacoby? You want to know why? Yeah. He done went and he did a credit card cash advance. I'm filling in the blanks for y'all. He went and did a credit card cash advance so that it wasn't coming out from the joint account. And then he was going to take that money and go do hookers and blow. Plain and simple. He was about to have himself a good old time in Vegas. The young lady, what they said her name was? Chaley? I guess that'd be pronounced Kaylee. Cheylee. Kaylee and Jeffrey had went to his hotel room, but she left about 8 minutes later. He took his pills, he gave 3 pumps, and was out. During the interaction with Jacoby, Kaylee was texting Kashawn Glass, who was acting as her pimp. Oh, please tell me. They got pictures of both of them. Yes! As Jennifer Jacoby called the hotel staff to see if they could check on her husband, who she hadn't been in contact with for hours, a worker found him unresponsive and slumped on the bedroom floor. So Glass, who was the pimp, and Kessie, 24, pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter and robbery counts last year, with Glass hit with at least 20 years behind bars and Kessie facing at least 8 years in the clink. I like how they did that. So why does Glass get 20 years and she get 8? She was the one that was in there with him, doing the drugs with him. And I'm going to say pimped her out, but I doubt she was unwilling, if that makes sense. I might catch some flack for saying that, but look, you get in the game because you want to make fast money and you're trying to make that fast money. So you get in this game, you have this pimp to quote unquote protect you, right? Manage you, and I'm doing air quotes, manage you. Yet she was the one that was in there, took his money, and gave him the deadly dose of whatever it is that he OD'd on, which they're saying was a deadly dose of fentanyl. Right? Like, this is bad for business. So you don't want to out here willingly providing customers with bad product. And I'm gonna let y'all use y'all's interpretation on what I mean by product. You don't want bad product out on the streets because that is bad for business for everybody, right? So this person here on the left, oh, y'all can't see my mouse. So the guy here, he's not trying to bring attention to himself. So I don't believe that he would willingly go and try and mark this dude for death unless it was a hit. It doesn't make sense. They just weren't doing the game proper. All right, Kessie reportedly told police that she and Jacoby smoked fentanyl together leading up to his death. When he was found, his cell phone and wallet were gone. Okay, so she reportedly told police that they both smoked the same thing, yet he died and she didn't. And you robbed him of his phone and his wallet. That part was stupid. At that point, you should just leave. Take the money, but just leave. Don't take everything with you. They're going to find out who he is. Especially, renting the room that he was in. Unless it was one of those no-tell, motel type places. But Jacoby's grieving wife argues that in her lawsuit, the hotel had known about their history of targeting hotel guests to rob and victimize them. And both should have been booted from the property. Ho, 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 ho. So they're saying that, look, the hotels know about these schemes and turn a blind eye. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, anytime you go to a hotel, even if it's a no-tell, motel type place, there's surveillance everywhere. So if you drove there, they've got your car registration from your tags. If you rented it, they know where the rental's coming from and they can trace that tag back. You could walk there if you wanted to. And there is going to be a trail somehow, some way that is going to lead people that if they were diligent enough to want to find out your information, they can. Especially in this day and age. In the digital age, it is hard to avoid being spotted anywhere you go. The moment I leave my house, my phone's tracking where I'm going. There's camera pods in most places. If I go inside of a store, I'm being recorded. That's just we live in a surveillance state. It is hard for me to leave my house and there not be a detailed, accurate picture of what happened and where I was going. I don't know how people don't get that. Okay? So Jacoby should have been alerted by the security guards that he was followed by Glass, the lawsuit also claims. An email went out to the Venetian Casino Resort, which owns the Palazzo, seeking comment, and it was not immediately returned. All right, so look, these are the two perpetrators that are facing time in jail. Apparently, the pimp is going to get more, almost double the amount of years that, she's going to get. But I'm telling y'all, she's not just an unwilling, forced person in this whole situation. She's not. She's not. And this is the loving family right here in which the husband was going out having a party and ended up losing his life over it. right? So look, it is what it is. Does what happened in Vegas stay in Vegas? STDs don't. All right, y'all. That's my live stream for tonight. I went on a lot later than I normally do. If there's a like button, hit that like button. If you catch this on the replay, let me know what's up. Let me know what y'all think about the stories that I shared. I think that the guy in Vegas is a fool. And I think that Dawn from In Vogue is lying. Lying. Right? Lying. But that's just me. Y'all have a good evening. Take care. I'm out.
Chant. The king's back. 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 The king's back.